Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Gary Taylor, and if you're watching this, I am your son or daughter's science teacher at North Middle School. This video is for our open house, and this is an opportunity for us, since we're not in school and we can't do a proper open house, to get to know each other a little bit, or for you to get to know me. Um, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself over the next couple minutes. This is not going to be long-winded, so if you have any questions after the video, please feel free to email me or call my classroom number, and we can, talk in person. I'm happy to do that anytime. So I'm from North Carolina. I spent most of my life from North Carolina or in North Carolina. Um, I have taught seventh grade science for 3 years. Before that, I spent 20 years in biotechnology, in bacterial vaccine development at biotech companies in the Research Triangle Park in North Carolina, in various roles. Most of it was analytical development and scale up development. But my wife and I decided that we wanted to live in the mountains, and I grew up in the mountains, not turbo versions like the Rocky Mountains, but we decided we wanted to move to Colorado because we loved it. We loved the climate. It's hot in North Carolina all the time, hot and humid. So this was just a good fit for us. So when I came out to North Carolina, which was at this point 3 years ago, I decided that teaching would be perfect for where I was in my life. So I contacted the CDC, and, um, you know, long story short, um, they approved all my credentials and my degrees and all that stuff, and I'm lucky enough to be able to share some science with your with your children. So that's a little bit about my background. Things I like to do. I like to hike. I like anything outdoors. We off road. We camp a lot whenever we get a chance. Um, also, um, I have in my family a son and daughter. My son is the oldest, and he is in school here in Colorado Springs with us. My daughter is in school in North Carolina. She's studying nursing. My wife teaches at North Middle School. She teaches math, so your students might have her for math. So that's a little bit about my core family. And then we have two dogs. We have a husky named Libra. She's 2 years old. And we have a miniature dachshund named Abby, and she's 15. Um, so that's a little bit about me and my background. Um, I'm happy to start this year. It's been a rocky road. I mean, 2020 in general has been, but so far, our students have been fantastic. I mean, we've been, having great attendance numbers. They seem like they're ready to get back to work. So that's a compliment to everybody involved, you guys, the students, everything. So I'm expecting, whatever the next couple of months throws at us, whether we're doing the distance learning or we're back in the classroom. It's just exciting to see, them ready to go, and, them being resilient in what the year's thrown at us. So a little bit about my classroom. I use a system of accountability. So it's not just me as the authority. Like, I like to have the kids do a social contract, and basically that holds them accountable. So I don't have a set of rules that I make for them. At the beginning, I let them make the rules. Now it's a little bit different now, because distance learning doesn't really, that's not really necessary. But when we go back, I just want to let you guys know what to expect. Um, so they'll basically come up with their own rules. And in the past 3 years since I've been teaching, it's amazing what they come up with. They come up with flexible rules that make sense. And I love it because we do the social contracts and we post them on the wall and everybody signs them. And then they hold everybody accountable, or they hold each other accountable. So it's not just me being the authority in the room. It's them, owning what their classroom environment and their classroom community looks like. So if you ever get a chance, if we, well, not if, when we go back into the classroom, and I'm optimistic that we will at some point, but when we do, please feel free to drop by and I'll show you exactly what that looks like in person. But they hold each other accountable based on their rules that they made. And I try to, I mean, I'm going to teach them science. I'm definitely going to do that. But I want to, strive to teach them other things too. And, social accountability, um, being, a member of a community, responsible member of a community, those are priorities for me. And, starting in my classroom, and it's worked. I mean, it's worked the past 3 years. So, um, their social contracts and the way they interact with each other and check each other. There's just a hand motion. Nobody says anything. They just check. If somebody's not on task or doing what they're supposed to do, they can tell each other without saying a word to each other. And then I don't, call anybody out or get involved or anything like that. So it's worked pretty good. As far as grading, I'm obviously, you assess the kids and you find out where they are and what they need and all that stuff. But I'm pretty flexible. Like I'm not a hard, and fast deadline guy. I would rather them get the information and get, a good grasp of what I'm trying to relate to them. Um, Whether it be, them making the deadline or if we have to do makeup, quizzes, tests, assignments, whatever. So I'm flexible with that. So um, the bottom line is, I'll do whatever it takes to um, make the kids successful. Anything I can do to help in the classroom or outside the classroom, I'm here. My classroom is a safe haven, so when we do go back, if anybody needs, anything from me, whether it's my class related or not, they're, encouraged to just come and reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help in any way I can. I'm going to wrap it up with that.